Sunny Southern California has gray weather in May gray, and in June gloom, lots of gray. And I will notice sometimes that I need a more energizing yoga practice to counteract the effects of all of the gray. First off, it helps to wear color. My favorite colors are black and gray, sometimes a hint of white or beige. So I have been working on wearing color a little more often. You might try that technique and see if it helps. For today's practice, you'll need a blanket. You don't need a yoga blanket, just any blanket will do. And we'll start seated with a cross leg. Let your hands rest on your thighs, palms up or down. Palms up is usually sort of a gesture for opening, receiving. If you're feeling like you'd like to attract some positive energy, some of the sunshine that you might be missing, palms up is a good choice. Just notice the center of your palms. Notice the curve of your fingers. Notice the backs of your palms resting on your thighs. And then begin to take your attention inward. This is one of the many gifts that yoga gives us. We train our attention. We bring our awareness inward, inside, and we watch the breath. Notice your inhales and your exhales. Try to sit up tall, but don't force. Be comfortable. And if you're not comfortable seated on the ground, you could do this part in a chair or on your couch. Take a few more breaths here. Breathing in and out of the nose, watching the body, the torso, the belly, the chest, rise and fall, expand and release with each breath. 3 more. And bring your hands to your heart. This is a gesture of gratitude or the prayer position. From here you connect and you may notice your thumbs, your hands connected to the chest. You might notice your heartbeat. And from your heart outward, send something good to someone or some place that could use a little extra today. Never a lack of choices, just pick one. The first one that came to mind is probably the right one. And then you'll release your hands. So wearing some color and sending something good out from your heart outward, also a great thing for lifting the mood a little bit. Go ahead and change the cross of your legs. If you're seated in a chair or a couch, on the couch, don't worry about changing the cross of your legs. Just start with some circles, just moving the body around to get the energy moving. This is not talked about a lot, but such good practice for when you feel stuck or depressed or in a state of anxiety. Movement, moving the body, moves the mind, moves the energy, and you can shift and kind of maybe find some ease around the situation or the tension or the funk that you're in. Switch direction with your circles. Try not to let your head be rigid. Let it go along for the ride. Your circles will be as big or as small as feels good for you today in this practice. And come back to center. Just notice already a little bit of energy. Breath might feel a little bit different. Inhaling and exhaling here. And then just a few circles each direction with the head. When you take your head back as if looking up to make a wish on a star, keep the back of the neck long as well. So not just dropping the head back, but instead just reaching all the way around. Space in your neck. Space for your cervical spine. Switch direction. Interesting, one side has more to say. This direction has more to say than the other side. I can hear crinkles and crunches. Okay, come back to neutral. Just a couple of times, turning the head left and right. When we start moving, notice your breath. If your breath gets shallow, invite a deeper breath back in without forcing. One more time each way, turning the head. Come back to neutral, and let's take a few seated cat-cows. So reaching and arching and rounding the back, drawing everything in, and then arching and reaching the chest forward, maybe gazing up. A few times rounding the back, spinal flexion, and arching the back, which is spinal extension. You go as far as feels good for you. Every body is so different. We've gotten in the yoga world, I think, a little rigid on what the pose is supposed to look like. So I give you freedom and permission to please find the way that the pose feels good in your body. Today, it's different, right? We're here to shift the energy, get out of the gray and more into the sunshine. One more time. You'll see this shape again on hands and knees. Come back to neutral. Switch the cross of the legs, and let's again just do a few circles. And switch direction. They're called Sufi rolls, not sushi rolls, but Sufi rolls. And come back to center. We'll use the yoga blanket now, or any blanket. You're going to fold it up so that you have some sort of long rectangle. If you have the yoga blanket, it's usually picked up in a square. You open it up and you make a trifold. You're going to put your bottom at the bottom of the blanket and then lie down. Your head can be on or off the blanket. What I'm looking for is comfort. So low back, mid back, upper back, comfortable. So here my head is off the blanket. I have a little opening in the chest. There's a little lifting of my thoracic spine. If this does not feel good and you need your head more supported, you'll roll to the side. I'm going to show a second option. Have your butt on the ground and the rest of the body, the rest of the spine and the head lying on the blanket. Choose which one feels good for you. And we breathe here in this open, lifted position. This is great for shifting the mood. I want you to focus your breath of course, belly, but when you inhale, feel the whole chest, the rib cage, front, sides, and back filling up. Not forcing, but taking the time to see if you can make a difference with breath. I believe that you can. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breathing, it's a slight whisper sound at the throat. Don't worry about it if you're not. Just breathe in and out of the nose, filling up your belly, filling up your rib cage, front, sides, and back, breathing. You might like to stay right here with your breath. If you would like just a little bit more lift and space, you'll bring your arms into a cactus arm. And we'll spend just about another 30 seconds or so here. If your mind wandered lovingly, gently bring it back to your breath and take 2 more full breaths. And when you're ready, roll to one side off your blanket. Just move the blanket out of the way. You might bring it right underneath your head. That was perfectly choreographed somehow. I don't know how that happened. So we're in fetal pose. This is called fetal pose, or lying on your side, comfortable. You might want a pillow between your legs. And then I'm on my left side, so hopefully you're on the left side. And if you're not, roll to your left side. Thank you. Take your top arm, your right arm, and begin to roam around in circles. Again, the circles are only as big or as small as works for your body today. At some point, if you'd like, as you circle the arm, you'll turn it into a little twist. The rib cage, the chest, twists open toward the ceiling as the arm roams around. And then we'll switch direction with the circles. If adding the twist is too much, don't worry. Just stay with the circles. And please rest by being still with your breath as much as you'd like. And come back, let your arm rest on your side. And you can roll over to your right side. I'm going to press myself up and turn onto my right side. Fetal pose, right side, comfortable, maybe with a pillow between your legs. And then your left arm or top arm begins to make some circles. Maybe you add the twist. So it's not a low back twist, but an upper back twist. Your rib cage, your thoracic spine, which is a little stickier than the low back. Notice the quality of your breath. Switch direction with the circles. and rest. From fetal pose, gently press yourself up to hands and knees. Cushion your knees if you need to. You can use your blanket. I'm on the carpet, so it's fine. Tabletop, hands and knees. As we inhale, come to cow pose. And then exhale, round. This is the same shape that we did seated. Spinal extension and spinal flexion. Move with your breath. Take 3 more. Last one. Inhaling and exhaling. Come back to center and we go back to the rib cage again, the thoracic spine. I want you to try to go all the way around in a circle. This one is weird. It might not be easy to do, but you can keep practicing. You're trying to go all the way around in a circle, not with the hips, but with the rib cage. And then you switch direction. And don't forget to breathe. A couple more. Just getting the body unstuck, getting the energy unstuck. Good. And now switch to your forearms and gently turn your head side to side. Just one more time. Curl your toes under now and walk your arms back. You can press into the forearms or come up and press into your hands. We're stretching the toes and the feet. I mean, if this doesn't get you out of the gray mood, what will? Stretching toes and feet. Breathing into those beautiful feet. Thank you, feet, for all that you do. One more breath. And then you come back up to hands and knees. Uncurl your toes. Inhale into your cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's pose. Let the body reach down. Let the head reach for the ground. And then inhale, come right back up. Cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, curl your toes under, and this time lift up to downward dog. If down dog's not your thing today, then you'll be in tabletop, hands and knees, and breathing. Pedal out your feet. I'm bending one knee and straightening the other leg. Just moving a couple times back and forth. And then we come back down and we circle. Circle the hips. And switch direction. That cracking that you might hear is a noise from my floor, not from my body. Come back to center. Curl the toes under if they're not. Lift up and walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Bend your knees. Find your buttocks. Squeeze it. Strong in your core, drawing in and roll all the way up. We meet in standing. Tadasana, mountain pose. Here, this is a beautiful way to shift the energy even though you're being still. Think about your best posture, how you would show up If you were meeting somebody important, meeting somebody that you've really been wanting to meet, you have your head resting above the rib cage, resting above the pelvis, resting above the legs. So there's a peacefulness to it, but there's also a little activity. Feel your feet rooted down and feel the crown of your head trying to reach up. The same big, beautiful breath that we found on our blanket with the chest open, I would love for you to try to find 3 of those here. Inhale into your belly, fill all the way up into your chest, front, sides, and back, and then allow the exhale. Not forcing, but full, beautiful breaths. 2 more. Good. Locate your blanket. If balance is an issue, you'll probably do the next part without the blanket. I'm giving a blanket option so that we can stretch the calves, which are on the back of our lower legs. Just do the best you can with this. I'm putting my feet, part of my feet, on the blankets, and my heels are still connected to the floor or to the carpet. So you can go as wide as you'd like, or you can have your feet kind of right underneath you. And again, if we start to do this and you don't like it, just step your feet off and do the moves. Half sun salutations with your feet on the ground. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands to your shins. Let your head fall. Inhale, come halfway up. Reach the head forward, not your face, but the crown of the head. Make the spine as long as you can. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, and exhale to your heart. Just 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Hands to shins or the blanket, wherever you get is fine. Halfway up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, maybe gaze upward, and exhale to your heart. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. We're greeting the sunshine. We're beating the grays, mood and otherwise. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise all the way back up, and exhale to your heart. Stepping off your blanket, go ahead and pick your blanket up, any shape, however it's folded is fine. Hold the blanket and begin to make some circles around your body with the blanket. Each time you go around, think about bringing the shoulder blades together so it's quite active. If it's too much with the blanket, put the blanket down, just do the work without. Switch direction. This is great for grip strength. It's wonderful because we're moving and we're breathing. 1 more time around your body. And you'll put the blanket down and come to Tadasana. Just check in, notice the breath, your heartbeat, your arms, your shoulders, your back, your sides, your front. And then notice your feet rooted down, crown of the head reaching up. And we're going to take a march. We're going to lift one leg and then the other. If balance is an issue, get a chair, have something to hold on to as you lift one leg and then the other. Next time your right leg is up, you'll hold. Oh, tricky. I was in the middle of balancing, marching, and now I'm trying to balance. Feel free to let it be messy. If you feel like you're going to fall, put your right leg down. If you want to hold the leg, you can hold the leg. This is a little more active, not holding the leg. And then see if you can find steadiness. Bring your hands to your heart. Think of something that you're grateful for right now. The birds chirping outside the window, your dog, your breakfast, your pillow, something. Whew. And release this side. And begin lifting one leg and then the other. When you lift, try not to let your pelvis go forward. Keep the body tall and just lift the leg. Always we're doing the best we can in the yoga practice. It's a practice, not perfect. So what I'm doing is what is in my body today. Yours might look completely different. Okay, left leg up. And we balance. You may notice one side is easier or more accessible than the other. You can test and let it be messy. If you feel like you're going to fall, put your foot down. Notice your breath. Find steadiness. If you can, just find some steadiness. Find something else to be grateful for. The sky, the sunshine, the clouds, the bright colors, the trees, something. One more breath. Family, friends. And release. Slight bend in the knees. Legs a little wider than your hips. Gentle twist. Slight bend in your knees. Feet a little wider than your hips. Gentle twist. Let the arms be floppy. This one is called the washing machine because washing machines used to have agitators in the middle. This would sort of resemble that. I guess that's the past. Arms are really floppy. Slight bend in the knees, feet wider than the hips. Lots of freedom for your spine for this twisting. Begin to come back to center. And we are going to tap, use your hands to tap down your legs. Tap as much as you like, gentle or intense. Try to tap your feet. Reach wherever you can reach. Come up the back of your leg. Tapping the buttocks, the low back, maybe into the upper back, and around to your belly and the chest. I'm being careful of my microphone. Shoulder, arm, and hand. Other side. And then back of the shoulders, the traps, the neck. Very light tapping on the neck with your fingertips and up to your head, your skull. Light, light, light tapping on your face. One more time. Down the legs. Tappity tap. Get your feet. Come up the back of your legs. Get the buttocks. Low back. Around to the belly and the chest. Be careful of your microphone. Arm, hand, inside of the arm. Other arm. Shoulders. Gentle now, gentle. Tapping. Neck. Head. Face. Last time. Go inside the legs. Inside. Come up the outside of the legs. And get the butt. And the belly. And the chest. And the arms. Inside the arms. And the shoulders. and very gentle. Finger tapping, neck, head, gentle, face. Come to Tadasana, mountain pose. Notice your whole body. Notice your breath. That tapping is very powerful to shift things, just to get the body moving. And take your feet again wider than your hips and begin to lean to one side, and maybe the leg will lift. We're balancing. I'm going to turn to face you. We're balancing. You can have your arms by your sides, maybe out like a bright, beautiful star, maybe reaching up. You do not have to lift your foot off if that's too much. Just check in. Breathing, going side to side, taking up space. And obviously you may notice I'm smiling as I do a lot of these things. Because smiling feels good, and smiling is super cool to offer to other people. It's free. And it's sort of like a sneaky, it makes things better even if it's fake-ish. So if a big smile isn't possible, try a tiny one. Teeny tiny, lips curved in a gentle smile. Bring in the joy. Good. Come back to center. Tadasana. Notice the breath. Take your feet quite wide now, so making the shape of a warrior two. If balance is an issue, you can do this with your hands on a wall. You can still do the legs, and you can have your hands on a wall for balance. Bend your right knee and turn the leg out. Your back toes, you might like the foot parallel. You might want to turn it in a little bit. This is warrior two legs. You stack the right knee above the ankle. Keep your shoulders above your hips for now, and then you reach out. Warrior two. Turn your palms up. As you inhale, straighten the right leg, reach the arms up, and maybe gaze up. Touch the palms, exhale, bend. Coming in and out of the pose. If you're at the wall, obviously you won't do the arm part, but you can straighten and bend the leg. Notice the quality of your breath. One more time. And then one more, because we're strong warriors. Good. Release your arms, straighten the leg, parallel the feet. Take a moment, check in. Okay, if you need to rest, you can bring your legs back together by heel toe, and rest. And then we'll move to the other side. Reach your arms out this time first, and then bend the knee and turn the leg out. Notice your back foot, parallel or maybe turned in. We're looking for something that feels comfortable in the hips. The legs are working, so give yourself a break if you don't want to stay in the warrior two the whole time. Just try. Palms up, inhale, straighten the leg, reach up, look up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend. Inhale and exhale. Couple more. Or you're resting, because rest is a yoga pose. Beautiful, strong warrior. Last one, inhale up, exhale, bend. Release your arms. Oh, there's the dog. Straighten the legs, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, rest. We're resting in Tadasana, and we heard my lovely dog, Bob. He's 10 pounds, but he sounds like 100. Hope you feel good after your warrior two. Let's go ahead and come down to the ground. You can lie on your blanket, or if you have carpet and you just want to lie down on the carpet, you can do that. I'm actually going to put my blanket off to the side for a moment and lie on the carpet. Take your feet wider than your hips. Let your arms come to cactus arms again. If this is not comfortable, straight arms is fine, just reaching out. And we take a couple windshield wipers, slowly side to side. This is really nice. You're just rolling kind of across the sacrum and the pelvis. You might find a stretch across the front of the hip and your thigh. Your windshield wipers can be very tiny, or you can go toward the floor. They're all good. They're all perfect, actually. And then let your head go the opposite way of your knees. Finding some freedom in the body. Gentle movement, less rigid, less stuck. More open to receive love, gratitude, goodness, breath. Come back to center. Draw your knees in toward your chest. So you can stay here, hugging the knees in, maybe holding behind the thighs or on your shins, whatever feels good. I'm going to give an option here if you'd like to take happy baby. So that looks like a baby that's happy. You can hold your feet, your toes, your shins, or the backs of the knees. Don't worry, I have really long arms, so getting to my feet is not as difficult as it should be. So happy baby, think of the shape of a baby when they're so happy to get their diaper changed. Okay? And then I invite you to rock side to side in your happy baby. And come back to center. Release your happy baby. Stretch all the way out. Reach your legs long. Reach your arms long. Take 3 full breaths, where as if the whole body is breathing, front, sides, and back. Fill all the way up. Empty all the way out. At the bottom of your exhale, empty even more breath out. All of the breath out. And then fill up again. Big full inhales and exhales through the nose. When you exhale, get to the bottom of the exhale, and then again, all the breath out. More, 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 more. Make room for the last full, beautiful exhale of our 3 breaths here. Exhaling through the nose, all the breath out, all the breath out. Bring your arms back down by your sides, bend your knees, and just breathe. Let the body breathe. I will tell you, with May gray and June gloom, you can get in a funk, or I can. But I also can get in a funk the other 10 months of the year. I am prone to some depression and anxiety. That is one of the reasons when I found yoga, I was really happy because I learned some ways to shift my energy. Moving and breathing. Breathing is a super powerful tool. Check in with your breath often. Notice if it's shallow or if you're holding it, and take some full breaths. Something that simple can make a little difference. Okay, last part before we rest. It's super fun, getting rid of the gray, opening up for the sunshine. Take your blanket and bring your legs in. Put the blanket between the legs. I might have to shift down a little bit here. So here you could actually use a pillow instead of a blanket if you have that handy. So I'm squeezing the blanket between my legs. My arms are going to be active in a moment. Touch down or head toward touching down, then come up. Take the blanket with your arms, reach back as you touch down with the legs. We're going back and forth like this. Same shape, same movement with the arms and legs, but either the hands or the legs will have your blanket. So I like to press strongly my back down into the mat for this. You could also do it with a neutral spine, natural curves. Find the one that feels like your core, your strong center is working. And rest whenever you need. You might like to do one of these or 20 of these, but you do them with fun and joy and bliss and smiles and integrity. Take good care of the body. I'm really pressing down as I go back and forth. Legs have the blanket, hands have the blanket. Let's try 2 more. Squeezing into the blanket is very nice as well. And last one. Woo! Good. Put the blanket off to the side. I'm actually going to encourage a very nice long Shavasana here, which is resting pose. You have a blanket, so if you'd like, you could roll it up and put it under your thighs. Stretch the legs out. Bring your arms by your sides, not glued to your sides, but some space. Let your armpits breathe. They really need it sometimes, don't they? The body breathes and rests. Allow your eyes to close. Allow a space between your top and bottom teeth. Allow your whole face to relax. Neck and shoulders relax. Arms, hands, fingers relaxed. Your chest, your abdomen, your whole back, your whole waist, your whole torso relaxes. Your left hip and right hip, left buttocks, right buttocks, whole pelvis relaxes. Left leg, ankle, foot, and toes relaxing. Right leg, ankle, foot, and toes relaxing. Bring your awareness to your heart. Put a teeny, teeny, tiny smile on your face. And as you breathe and rest here, you notice the area of your heart, loving kindness, and you notice your teeny, tiny smile on your face, joy, less gray. Rest as long as you like, hopefully 5 to 10 minutes. When you finish, you'll roll to your side and come up and continue on with your day. I thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.